Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Cindy Daychuk, founder of the Titan Training Group and author of the book, It's Time Now, Choose the Life You Really Want. I want to start off this video by once again thanking you all. I am totally blown away by all of the comments, the feedback, the support that has been pouring into the offices. I'm gratified that you've taken the time to be able to give us your insights, give us your feedback, but I am beyond excited that you are finding some value in these programs and in these videos. So we're going to jump right to it and give you some more. If you recall, if you've been with us for the past two videos, then you have a little bit of this background, but for those of you that just might be joining us, let me catch you up a little bit. What we have been talking about is really laying some of the foundation for the establishment of your potential bragging campaign. And really starting at the foundation of understanding why it's even necessary in today's marketplace to be better at self-marketing, self-promotion. Why our future in terms of our career and giving ourselves as many opportunities as possible really rests on our becoming more proficient at bragging. And so the why really was the part that we addressed in that first video, trying to become a little bit more comfortable with recognizing that it is a true need in today's marketplace to become more effective at this. The second video, we spoke a little bit more specifically about the what. Okay, I get that I have to start bragging, I have to start promoting myself more effectively, but what the heck am I going to talk about? And that's what we started to address in that second video. And we took it a little bit further than just the obvious, talk about your strengths, talk about the big part that you bring to the table. And with this, what we started to address was the idea that it's not just our strengths that we want to talk about, but we want to talk specifically about those strengths that are really unique to us, our unique abilities, those strengths that really set us apart from others, that make us more competitive, and that make us memorable. That's what makes us stand out. That's what we want to be able to promote. That's what we want to stick in the minds of our audience, are those things that are unique to us and that our competition doesn't have. We all have them, but we need to start thinking about them as that, recognizing the value that they represent to our audience, and that ultimately the value that they have to us as we put together those bragging campaigns. In today's video, I want to speak specifically about the how. Okay, I get that I need to do this, and I get kind of what I need to be talking about, but how do I do that? And let's face it, for many of us, this is where our discomfort starts to kick in. Up until now, we were cool because we were doing a lot of the planning on paper. Now we shift into the how, we got to start talking. We've got to start selling ourselves to individuals. And that's where usually for most of my clients, they start to experience the breakdown in some of these strategies, is the fact that now they've got to start implementing them. So today, what I want to do is give you 3 key tactics. And with these tactics, I've deliberately chosen 3 that I think of as being key. I think that all 3 of them are tactics that you can enjoy some success with. And in particular, 3 tactics that are relatively easy. So I've got clients that have been implementing these 3 tactics. They've experienced a lot of success with them. I know you will too. I know they'll serve you. But as well, they're not overwhelming. They're not complicated. You don't need to develop tons of skill and ability to be able to implement any of these 3 tactics. So I wanted them to be something that if this is it for you, these 3 videos are it for you, that you've got something that you can take forward and that you can implement right away. Okay? Tactic number 1. You recall in one of the other videos, I was talking about the fact that we need to start thinking about a shift in our mindset, that we have to start thinking almost as though we're on a job interview. You know, if you think about the times that you've gone out and you've been looking for a job, and here I don't care how introverted or extroverted you are, that interviewing process takes some work. It takes some planning. You have to put together your stories. You have to put together your examples of times that you've done or you've demonstrated particular things. What I'm asking you for is to shift your mindset in such a way that you consider that you are on a perpetual job interview. And it means then that we are always prepared to be sharing some of those stories, that we're looking for those kinds of opportunities. And if you think about going on those job interviews, it's almost like you've flipped a switch in your head, right? Where, okay, I'm all set, I've got my stories, I've prepared all the paperwork, I've practiced them, now I'm flipping that switch and I'm ready to be on. I'm ready to sell those stories. I'm ready to sell me. I'm prepared now to talk about me. I want you to flip that switch and I want you to break it in the on position. There's no flipping on and off anymore. In today's marketplace, we've got to have that switch flipped perpetually on. Right? Again, it's not about being that braggart. We don't have to take it huge, but we always have to be strategically looking for the opportunity to fit some of those stories into the conversation, to be selling ourselves and recognizing some of those moments. Okay? So changing that mindset, shifting into that job interview mode, if you will, and using that as that strategic perspective that you need to really recognize what that bragging mindset is all about. Second tactic is, and you could integrate this with that first one, is the power of greetings. And here, consider, you bump into numerous people over the course of your business day. And we all then get asked questions like, hey, how's it going? What's new? What's up with you? All right, how you doing? We get those kinds of simple, innocuous questions that we typically respond to with, hey, not much, nothing new, same old, pushing through the same kind of stuff. We give these really blah, meaningless responses. But each of those greeting questions is the opportunity for a small little bragging tidbit, a little brag bite to come out. We're not looking for a lot of detail. We're not looking to engage them in extended conversation, but we are looking to promote ourselves in those moments. We are looking to give a little bit more. I don't want a response that, I'm really busy. Busy doing what? Share with them, what am I working on right now? In which case, somebody says, hey, what's new? I don't want to hear nothing much, what's new with you? I want instead to say, I've been really busy right now working on Project X. We're almost finished. I'm really excited to be wrapping this up. What? Took 7 seconds, 8 seconds maybe? We'd have to time it on the camera clock. But it wasn't invasive. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't this huge bragging moment. It was just kind of making a quick little statement of fact. But that person now has that brag bite in their head. They now know something about you, your work, what you're doing. They go into a meeting later that day. And that person says, hey, I haven't run into Cindy lately. Have you seen Cindy? And they're going, oh yeah, I just was talking to Cindy this morning. She's really busy wrapping up Project X, but she says it's going great. Oh, terrific. I wasn't even there. I didn't even talk to that second individual, but they now know what I'm doing, what I'm working on. My brag bite has got wings now, and I have a cheerleader who is now out promoting me to a broader audience base. That second person I never even spoke to that day, but they get into another meeting later and they're talking about this big new project and opportunity coming down the wings, and they're going, oh, we got to find somebody that would perhaps be good at spearheading that. That second person says, hey, I was just talking to so-and-so about Cindy, and she's just wrapping up a project right now that really, I think there'd be some strong overlaps. She might be somebody that we'd want to consider, or at least get into conversation about this. Cool. But those are the kinds of conversations that take place all the time. We're not part of them, we're not privy to them, but we need to be feeding that information into those conversations. And those greeting moments are great opportunities to fill that in, to be able to move that conversation into a little moment about us, to be able to highlight just something that we're working on. We make it matter of fact, we make it short, very succinct, very tight. It's just this short little bragging moment, bragging bite, if you want to look at it that way, similar to those sound bites that you hear on the news. But we get them working for us. I'm sure, like most of us, you don't want to have to be promoting yourself any more than you need to. Get other people doing it for you. It's powerful. It means that you have to personally brag less. But you make sure that they're saying what you want said, and they have something to say. Give them that information. The third tactic that I wanted to talk to you about is one that is often really overlooked and that people don't consider being a tactic, and it's voice. Your voice is the best, but also the most underutilized tool that you have in your bragging arsenal. If you're not somebody that likes to brag a lot, maybe you're somebody that you don't like to talk a lot, then you need those moments that you do speak, that you do say something to be working for you. And that means that you need to ensure that when you do say something, you're using your voice to its fullest advantage, that you're speaking loud enough that people can hear you. And that when you're speaking confidently, you're speaking credibly, you're speaking in a compelling way. You have to make sure that not only can people hear you, but you make them want to listen. And your voice is a key tool in making that happen. This means, and this requires, that you use some audio tape. Get used to hearing your voice. Get used to the voice that your audience hears. Not just the voice that you hear in your head, but you need to be able to use the voice that your audience hears. Know, what does this sound like? How does it move people? Right? Does it sound confident? And start playing with it. Start practicing with that voice, strengthening it, giving it the depth, the volume, the strength that you want your messages to convey. Your voice can be a great tool in helping you do that. You might not be the most vocal person around the table, but we want to make sure that when you do speak, it gets heard and that people want to listen. You've got great messages. Give them the frame that they need to really be able to sing for you. There you go. 3 quick tactics. I'm sure that you agree with me. None of them seems too overwhelming. They all seem pretty doable, yeah? It means, though, that you need to start doing something different. If you want different, you have to do different. And my hope is that you take at least one of these ideas. Start with one of them. Try it out. Try doing something different with it. It's going to net you results beyond anything that you're currently doing. Doing nothing has gotten you this far. Trying out a bragging tactic, a bragging technique is sure to at least take you a couple of steps further along the path. And as you do them, you're probably going to find that you develop some comfort. And something else that seemed a little bit scary or a little bit overwhelming now seems a little bit more doable, a little more realistic. Build your skill set, build yourself toward that. My hope is that these 3 videos have served you, that you're feeling comfortable enough to say, you know what, I get it now. I can go, I can do this, I can start to make this happen. And if you're set and you're ready to start taking those strides on your own, perfect. I'm thrilled. Let me know how it goes for you. If you're one of those people that you're going, okay, I get everything that you said, Cindy, but I think I need a little bit more support. I need a little bit more direction before I go on my own with this. Then that's also okay. One of the things that I have been doing is just a significant amount of research into this area, as I've been implementing a lot of these tactics over the past 18 to 24 months with my clients. I've been gaining an understanding of what works for them, what doesn't, how does it work, how doesn't it work, and really being able to modify a lot of this. And I have put them together in a formal bragging rights program for you. For those individuals that need a little bit more than this, then I want to let you know that I do have that resource available for you. What I was waiting for was a different format for the delivery of it. As you can perhaps imagine, I didn't have a lot of corporate clients that were jumping up and down out of their seats with the opportunity for me to come out and do a bragging program for their employees. They might get why they need to brag. They don't necessarily get why they need their employees to become more effective at bragging. And I really needed to have a way to be able to reach as many people as possible. As much as I've been doing this with my coaching clients, I'm predominantly working one-on-one. I'm reaching a very small, very targeted market with this. But this is a topic that we can all benefit from. And I wanted to be able to find a format, find a venue of being able to reach a broader audience. And I think that I found that with offering it through an online format. I had to do a little bit of work myself. I'm a bit of a technological yahoo, so learning some of the technology behind it so that I could feel comfortable enough in offering it to my clients has been the focus of the past maybe 4 or 5 months for me. And bear with me as we move forward with this together. But I think that you'll agree that it is an amazing program, and I am so excited for us to get started with it. What I invite you to do, if you would like more information on the program, find out a little bit more about what it covers, what the cost is, all the details of it, the down and dirty of how it's going to work, then I invite you to click the button on this page, and you'll be taken to another video where I'm going to walk you through all of the details. One way or the other, I hope that you've gotten the information that you need. Either through the series, it served you in a way that you're ready to move forward. Through the Bragging Rights program, you need more. I've got more for you. Please click on the button, go check it out. And if you're good on your own, then perfect. Perhaps in the future, with one of the other programs that we're going to be launching and offering, we'll have the opportunity to be able to work together. But in the meantime, remember, you are the source of the difference that you want to see in your life. So go out and do something different today.